In this video, I want to talk about my top 5 games that I got lost in. And what do I mean by this? I mean games that I binged for days on end, not playing anything else, being so immersed into the story and or the gameplay. It's not often I come across games like this, as I usually bounce from game to game, but when it happens, it's a beautiful thing. At number 5, we have Elden Ring. I love my punishing Souls-like games. I've beaten Dark Souls 3 about 3 times. Another Crab's Treasure, Lies of P, Black Myth Wukong. I want to go and try to beat Sekiro. I've never actually gotten far in the game and I've never beaten it, but that game sounds like a fun time. And there's probably a bunch of other Souls-like games that I could try out as well. Elden Ring, I would say confidently, in my opinion, is the absolute king of the genre. I mean, isn't it made by the originators of the genre to begin with? There's a reason why I would say it's the king. It has by far the best open world a Souls-like can offer you. You're not forced down any path throughout the game. Freely explore the massive world, and you will be rewarded for your exploration. There's just so much that this game offers the player in terms of gameplay. I also love the lore that is sprinkled in as you play and defeat the bosses. There's so many bosses in this game that it's insane. I'm usually not the best of Souls-like games, but I think Elden Ring is by far the most quote-unquote fair when it comes to fights of all the games that I've played. Combat is extremely satisfying, and there are so many weapons, armor sets. If you're into magic, there's spells, along with upgrades to further increase your strength. I bought this game at full price as I originally missed the sale for it, but honestly, I don't regret spending full price on the game. I got my every penny's worth out of it. And honestly, part of me wants to go back and beat it again. Number 4, No Man's Sky. Who knew a game with minimal direct story would drag me in and immerse me for days, weeks on end? I love my space exploration games. I think one of my favorites was Starbound, which I played several times, but for some reason I just never beat it. There's just something about exploring the galaxies and collecting resources that's so addicting. The continuous grind of planet hopping to meet and learn about the different races that inhabit the planets, finding a nice ship and upgrading it, along with upgrading your weapon and exosuits. If you remember, No Man's Sky had a very, very rough launch. Over the years, though, they have added so many major updates to the game, for free, mind you. All major free updates, no DLC. They have more than made up for the launch and have created a beautiful masterpiece of a space exploration game. Sometimes when I was playing, I would just sit in my spaceship in space and just sit there and take in the sights because it's so, I don't know how to explain it. You just feel sucked in. The game also runs butter smooth after a couple of the updates and even works on the Steam Deck if you want to play it on the go. It gets better though. It even has a VR mode for insane immersion. VR mode used to be on the rougher side, but consistent updates made it a truly phenomenal experience. Please, if you enjoy space exploration, check out and give No Man's Sky a shot. You will not regret it. At number 3, we have Metro 2033 and Metro Last Light Redux. Two titles I want to talk about at the same time. These games have one of my favorite storylines I've played in many years. The apocalyptic atmosphere is absolutely immersive and sucks you right into the story. I've beaten both of the games a number of times and I enjoy it every single time. The combat is insanely good, and it has that slight horror game feel to it. I'm not a fan of horror games, but something about Metro does it very well. There's the original games, and then, as I stated at the beginning, there's the Redux. I would highly recommend playing the Redux, as it is redone for a more modern experience, and is definitely worth giving a try. Or if you want to play the original, play the original. I have never beaten Metro Exodus, though. that is a more open world game, which I'm actually surprised it didn't drag me in as much as the other two. It was a lot of fun though, but I'm not sure why the story didn't draw me in as intensely as 2033 or The Last Lights. I should give it another try and see what happens. I need to beat Metro Exodus. Amazing games, highly recommend if you want a great storyline. Good game for people that don't like horror games but want that horror atmosphere. The only other thing I'll say is that the librarians are terrifying. Very terrifying. And I refuse to provide any context to that statement. Number 4, Fallout 4. What was considered the black sheep of Fallout games at that time ended up being one of my favorite Fallout games. Does it lack choices compared to New Vegas? Sure, it does. But Fallout 4 does so much right, it doesn't deserve the negative criticism it got. I've beaten this game once on Xbox many years ago when I had one, and I beat it twice on PC. I was immersed every second of the game. Incredible gameplay, an addictive and super fun crafting system, and a settlement management mechanic. This was one of my favorite things, being able to build settlements around the map and house NPCs. I probably spent a good chunk of my game time just messing around with settlements. Not to mention, if you can't get enough of the base game, there's DLC as well. And then I even believe this game has a modding community too, so there's even more on top of that that you can play around with. Just writing this makes me want to do another playthrough, and this time see what happens if I side with the Brotherhood of Steel, as I ended up siding with the Institution and the Synths for all three of my playthroughs. Before we get into number 1, let's get into an honorable mention, Life is Strange. And I'm referring to the original one as well as the prequel Before the Storm. One of the greatest linear story-driven games I've ever played. The lore in this game is outstanding. You get the story directly and behind the scenes as you play through the games, and it just makes you think through the entire experience and the entire time. Life is Strange is truly a super moving game that will stick with you for a while after playing it and beating it. I've thought about this game for days on end after finishing the story. I've never played the other games though, so I can't speak on how they are. And here we are with number 1, Skyrim. There's a reason this game has been remastered and re-released I don't know how many times. I've only played through this game one time, and I slightly refuse to play it again. I was so deeply immersed and felt like I was part of the story in the world. Exploring all the areas, going to different towns to trade, being a part of wars between factions, defeating dragons and conquering dungeons. This game is something for everyone. My only thing is that I can't play this game for the first time ever again. That's why I'm kind of on the fence on ever playing it again. I can't do it for the first time. I can't get that deep trance feeling I got when I first played through it. The game is very well known for the modding community as well, yet I played it vanilla all the way through. I'm sure there are mods that completely overhaul the game and give it a more modern experience, and you could probably add an abundance of content to the main game, but I wanted to experience the original vanilla ice cream base game way, and I absolutely fell in love with every second of it. If you guys enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and subscribe. Let me know in the comments your favorite story-driven game and what drew you in as much as these games drew me in. What game just immersed you for a long session of time? And with that, thank you for watching.